Dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, I welcome all of you for this third Sunday of Lent. Once there was a man who went to the bank in order to collect money. So as he went, he wrote a slip and gave to the cashier and got the money. When he got the money, he started counting the money. So when he counted, he felt as if one note is missing in the cash that he received. So immediately he said to the cashier, "Madam, can you once again count this cash in the machine?" Then immediately that madam said, "Why? Do you feel as if one note is missing in the cash? Count properly. I am so busy," she said. Then immediately this man said to her, No, I feel as if one note is extra in the cash that you have given." Immediately the cashier got the entire money and she started counting not once, 2-3 times, both in the machine and in her hands. And finally she gave to him. From this we can understand, if you want something to be happen in a right place, we have to use the proper words. In today's gospel reading also, Jesus is using in a right place proper words so that he was able to make a change in the life of Samaritan woman. Jesus very often met the Samaritans in his 3 years of ministerial life. In Luke chapter 10 verses 25 to 37, we see Jesus himself speaks about the parable of Good Samaritan, where both Levite and the priest, they left the man in the street. Only a good Samaritan came and helped. And we also see in Luke chapter 17 verses 11 to 17, where 10 lepers, they come to Jesus, and when they were all healed, only one person comes back to Jesus to thank him, and he is a Samaritan. And today, the gospel reading also, we see Jesus is meeting the Samaritan woman. So, though he had met several Samaritans, the dialogue that is happening between Jesus and Samaritan woman in today's gospel reading is something different, which gives the change for her life, which helps her to realize the thirst of her life, and which gives her the life-giving water. We see in the life of a Samaritan woman, there were different types of thirst. First of all, we see that she had social thirst. From 722 BC onwards, both the Jews and Samaritans, they were not in good understanding. They always had a tug of war. Jews, they were considered always as knowledgeable and intelligent, whereas the Samaritans, they were considered as the least people in the society, and they never went together. It is therefore, whenever the Jews wanted to go to Jerusalem, they won't go through Samaria, whereas they cross the river Jordan through the town Perea. They used to reach Jerusalem, which is so long distance then going through the Samaria. And it is therefore, when Jesus asked water to a Samaritan woman, she says, "You are a Jew, I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask water from me?" And not only this one, the society in which Jesus lived, it was a male-dominant society, and women are considered as second class or a slave in their society. So from this, we clearly understand that this Samaritan woman, she had a social thirst in her life. She also had a religious thirst. You know, the entire Israel, the Palestine country, it was divided into 3. In north we see Galilee, in south we see Judea, and in between only the Samaria was there. It is in Samaria, the village called Sychar, and Sychar is the central place for the Samaria. It is a religious center for the Samaritans. It was in that place Jesus is helping her to realize, and the other Samaritans to realize, that they all had the religious thirst. It is therefore Jesus is meeting her near the Jacob's well. Jesus is telling to her that you have 5 husbands. Here it means that she is worshipping 5 false gods. The word that Jesus used in Hebrew is a pagal. Pagal, it had 2 different meanings. One is husband, another one is the false god. And according to 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 24, that they were worshipping 5 different false gods. It is therefore that Jesus is telling, you are not worshipping the true God. You are worshipping the false gods. Therefore, you are in a religious thirst. And by identifying and helping her that she is suffering out of social and religious thirst, and of course, in her heart there were lot of thirst, and Jesus is giving the life-giving water for her. In the Old Testament, we see the life-giving water is the Holy Spirit, and that's what we see in both Prophet Ezekiel chapter 36 verses 25 to 26 and Prophet Isaiah chapter 44 verse 3. In both the places we see God is telling that I will bless you with the holy water, and out of which you will receive the Holy Spirit, and that will purify you, that will change your life. We also see in New Testament John chapter 7 verses 37 and 39, in which Jesus himself says that all those who feel thirsty, come to me, I will give you the water, and if you believe, you will receive this water. And all those who believe this water, they all will receive the Spirit. It is clearly mentioned in the Gospel, water signifies the Holy Spirit. So therefore, when Jesus says that I will give you water for your thirst, it is the Holy Spirit. And by receiving this Holy Spirit, this life-giving water, this Samaritan woman changed her life. It is therefore, first she said Jesus as a Jew, then she says Jesus as a son, then prophet, and finally she identified Jesus as a Messiah, like who is giving a life-giving water. Therefore, she went to the village and brought all the people to this Messiah. In our life also, we have many thirsts, like this Samaritan woman. We are suffering out of social thirst, our family thirst, thirst that comes out of religion, caste, language, and various social discriminations, and of course our own personal troubles and problems. So these all create several types of thirst in our life, and for all this thirst, Jesus is the one who is ready to give a life-giving water. And if we receive this life-giving water in our life, of course our life will be very happy without any thirst. And if we want to receive such a life, we have to go closer to Jesus, where we receive this life-giving water. That's what we see in today's second reading also, very especially the verse in Romans chapter 5 verse 5, where out of the Holy Spirit we become blessed in the eyes of God. So if you want to receive the life-giving water for our thirst of life, let us go closer to God. Let us have strong faith on Him, and He will give us the life-giving water for our thirst of life. May God bless you.